No, Lunch with Jules getting later and later every day. I'm gonna set a time. And this has been a crazy week. This has been a crazy week, but I have not been laying on the beach. Okay, I've been working, and so welcome to Lunch with Jewel. I help entrepreneurs to show up big and connect with their people. And today is Freestyle Friday, and we're going to talk about the thrill of victory. As an entrepreneur, we're always talking about the stuff that goes wrong, how hard it is, all the work, because if you're an entrepreneur, you know what's up. I remember when I was in corporate America and I used to dream about having my own thing. I would be like, yeah, I can't wait till I get my own business. And then, I can have flexible hours. These are the fantasies of entrepreneurship, right? I can have flexible hours. I don't have to have anyone telling me, how to do what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. It's all false. It's all, fantasy, right? If you're really an entrepreneur, you know that is all fantasy. You go from 9 to 5 to 24/7 or 25/8, right? So, and it's worse because when you're on a 9 to 5, perhaps you can detach from what you're doing because maybe it's not, you don't own it, but when you're doing stuff and your name is on it and your reputation is on it, you're going to work harder because of that, right? And so we often talk about the amount of time that it takes and all the work and all that kind of stuff. But today, I just wanted to share real quick, and this is really going to be quick, about the thrill of victory. The thrill of victory, the time when something goes right and it feels right and you're getting good feedback. Yes, I get it often, but I think that what we have to do is we have to embrace the thrill of the victory and ride in until the next victory, because there's ups and downs. It's like kind of a roller coaster. Darren Hardy has a book called I think it's The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster or something like that. And it really is. But I think what helps me is every now and then, give a dog a bone, throw me a little nugget, show me that some of the work is actually paying off. There's some progress. And then that'll give me enough to keep on going just a little bit more, maybe work just a little bit harder with a little bit of win. Okay. So I'm excited because we actually had a little win. I don't know if I shared this, but I also work with WJZZ Detroit Radio, vice president actually. And so we have been working so hard to kind of bring WJZZ back and to build the brand and to expand it, actually, because there's so much more to it. Before it was just a radio station. Now it's like radio, TV, travel, luxury, blah, blah, blah. And so last night we had our return. We actually changed venues to a new location. And so we had our first concert at the new location. And it was so nice. It was so fitting. It's like as an entrepreneur, you just start out where you start out, right? And everything's never perfect when you start out. And in fact, sometimes things are really bad. Like they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Oh, what was I thinking about this? And that don't even look right, okay? But eventually, if you just keep plugging away, just keep getting better, make a commitment to improvement over and over and over again, eventually you get to a point where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so great. And that was yesterday, okay? Because we changed the venue to Aretha's Jazz Cafe in the music hall. And that place, it was like where we belong. Where else would WJZZ be but in Aretha's Jazz Cafe? And it was so awesome. When I got there, they had our marquee, our name and everything up on the marquee. And it was just so elegant. It's an elegant location. I actually had to get on stage where I was like, I wasn't anticipating having to get on stage. And so, I was all kind of like, oh, let me see. How do I look? I don't know. But it was fun. And and everyone enjoyed it. And in that moment where things are going well, where everything is all coming together, that is the thrill of victory. That is what you're in the game for. When you help someone that, and you can see how directly what you did actually helped them to get to a certain point. It's nothing like it in the world, right? Like that was the difference for me. I never had like a huge complaint about corporate America, but what I was always missing is how can I see the connection between me existing, me being here, me helping, and the result that is happening? And oftentimes it's very hard to see when you're working on like really big projects and big things. You can't see the impact. You know it's there because that's why it's a big thing, because a lot of people are impacted. But as an individual, I couldn't see it. But here, with things the way things are now, I can see it. I'm like, oh wait, that's my stuff right there. Oh wait, that's that I created that thing that's over there on the monitor. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome, right? So it was a good day. It was a busy day. Obviously, it was a busy day. I missed lunch with Jewel, which I never do. I should have done it in the car. I just didn't think about it. But did you even miss me, though? Tell the truth. Did you miss me? Comment below if you miss me. So I know if you're really listening, you're really watching, and you missed me, comment missed you below. That way I know. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to share a bit of encouragement for you as an entrepreneur, that don't forget to remember the vision that you had in your mind when you first set out to do the thing, right? Because I know for a fact that most entrepreneurs, when they first start out, you have a lot of visions. You kind of expect it to be a little bit difficult because you've seen what other people have done, and maybe you've heard what other people have said. But it's nothing that's real like when you actually pull up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, and start doing the work. Then you realize how hard it really is, right? And so in those moments, I have to remember why I started. I have to remember that I want to make an impact. I have to remember that, people need help. Like entrepreneurs need help. And what I provide, the way I see myself as helping, is I'm the connection between what you thought you needed to run a successful business and what you actually need, because no one really tells you the whole story, right? Everybody operates in their own self-interest. I really honestly believe that. And so when that happens, you have to be responsible for understanding. So what I hope you get out of lunch with Jewel is education, knowledge, wisdom about some terms, some ideas, some concept that maybe you didn't understand, or maybe you didn't know how it impacted you, or maybe you had questions about it and didn't know who to ask, quite frankly. So make sure that if you have a question about marketing or even about business, go ahead and message me. Go ahead and comment below. Go ahead and, email me, info@getcrystallizedAgency.com. I'm happy to work with you because I know how hard it is. You know why? Because when I started, I didn't really have anyone to ask. Like, I was just bumbling my way through. I still, in a lot of ways, I still do a lot of searching on my own, but at least what I've learned, I can share with you. And then you can kind of at least have a head start. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like my dog, Dior. When she was a puppy and we would go into the car, she would climb up, and then her little legs would be hanging down the bottom out of the car because she couldn't quite get her leg up to the ledge to push herself up into the vehicle, right? And so I would stick my hand down there, and she put her little foot on my hand, and I'd lift her up, and she'd use her own power, and she'd jump up into the back seat. That's kind of what I am for you. It's like I'm that hand up. You're out there, you're doing your thing, you're reaching up, and then you get to a point where you can't quite get it up. You stick your hand in my hand, and I'll lift you up and give you a boost so you can do what you need to do. That's the way I see myself. So anyway, happy Friday, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. I actually am on duty again for the radio station. We're going to be at the 28th Michigan Jazz Festival that is at Schoolcraft College, that is free, with free parking, tons of stages, tons of stuff. We're going to have a booth there. So come on out and check us out. If you're listening, then I'll know, because I'll see you there and you can say, I saw this on Lunch with Jewel. But anyway, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next time on Monday on Lunch with Jewel. Bye for now.